With over 40 minigames to pick from, that means there's a lot of fun to be had, for some of them at least. Today I'll be ranking all of them. This list is based on how much fun can be had with these games in both single player and multiplayer. So with that said, let's get started. 43. Tic-Tac-Toe. Normally this is a fun game that you can play almost anywhere, whether drawing it in the sand with a stick or in a notebook with a pencil. However, compared to the other games in this collection, it's just not that great on its own. 42. Frogs Fight. On paper, this is a really cool game. In reality, it's not really that great. The frogs spin too fast to control them, which means most of the time you'll land in the water and lose a point. However, if you collect just 2 dragonflies, the game is already over, so there's not much point in playing this. 41. The Last Sashimi. This one is a neat concept. Use chopsticks to grab the sushi on the spinning wheel. However, the wheel can sometimes spin really fast, which can lead to lost points. This can be fun, but most of the time you're just praying you don't miss. 40. Fatal Siege. You shoot cannonballs at the soldiers of the other player. You can charge the cannon for more distance, but once you reach the later stages of the game, you can't really use that feature since so many horde you at the same time. These two could be interchanged based on preference. 39. Sumo. You mash the button faster than your opponent. That's it, that's the whole game. This can sometimes be challenging, but with multiple fingers hitting the same button, you can easily cheese this. 38. Shuriken Bamboo. You launch shuriken at some bamboo, as the name implies. It's okay, but the problem is that it's too easy. This minigame could be better if there were more bamboo, and if the bamboo was a bit more spread out. 37. Whack-A-Mole. I loved this game as a kid, but the version here is just not the same. Several moles of your color will appear at the same time, and they're only on the screen for a second. At the same time, you're sharing the screen with your rival, so expect a lot of chaos in multiplayer. 36. Sword Thrower. You launch swords to your opponent's targets 10 times before they can. The game says that you can block the incoming swords, but anyone with a brain would know that it would take too much time. 35. Spin More, or Beyblade, but a major downgrade. The arena is really small compared to the blades, so it's really easy to fall off and give your rival a point. This could be more fun if there were improvements. 34. Krabby Volley. You play beach volleyball as a crab, and moving it in the air is really quick, but you move while doing so. Plus, this game is way too short. It ends after 5 points. If it were a bit longer, I'd rank this game a bit higher. 33. Dun Battle. You move a ball of dun towards your goal, but the more you move it, the bigger it gets. It can be fun sometimes, but like the majority of these games, it's way too short. 32. Money Grabber. You grab some money and bring it into your vault. Your opponent can also grab onto the same coin or bill as you, so there's a little bit of competition there. If it's a bill, it'll rip in half after a bit, making it worthless. You need to be quick and efficient to win this game. 31. Explosive Festival. You launch fireworks at your opponent's end of the screen. Occasionally, a star icon will appear. Hit it, and a dragon will protect you from enemy fireworks for about 5 seconds. This could be fun if the wheel spun a little slower, and if you couldn't give your rival points by hitting your end of the screen. 30. Snakes. You ever play Slither.io? Yeah, it's a really cool game. Now, this is the boring version of that. You always continuously grow, you can walk off the edge of the screen, and everything resets after a point. At least the movement is pretty smooth, but this could have been so much better. 29. Basketball. You launch a basketball towards your rival's net. You essentially take turns in this game because there's no way to stop the ball when it's headed for your net. You just have to pray that it doesn't get in and that you have a chance to score. These two can be interchanged. 28. Checkers. The classic game returns in all its glory. While it's not the best game in this collection, it's certainly one of the simplest and one of the easiest to pick up. Unlike 27. Chess. Probably the oldest game in this collection. Both of these games can be interchanged depending on your mood and available time. 26. Light Fingers. Reaction time is key to winning this game. As soon as the glass cover goes away, tap your side of the screen to grab the diamond. Do this 5 times to win. This is a game that can really help you in the real world, because it requires quick reflexes to win. 25. Penalty Kicks. You shoot balls at the net and the goalie tries to stop it. Simple. Then you switch roles. This game is okay, but if you do a side shot, the goalie has a lot of time to input the direction required. It feels like 2 seconds. 24. Sticky Tons, or Frog Life, the video game. The frog tries to snag the dragonfly, and the dragonfly tries to prevent that from happening. If you miss 10 times, you lose. This can get really interesting when the fly player moves really quick. It can get challenging. 23. Pinball. Launch the pinball so that the other player can't return it. I enjoy pinball at the arcades, but here it just doesn't work for me. It's pretty annoying that you can spam your paddles with no penalty or limitations, but otherwise it's a pretty solid game. 22. Unfair Fishing. This game really is unfair. By launching your line at your opponent's line, you can seal any fish hooked onto theirs. You can launch the line over and over again without any penalty and without having to drag it back to your end of the screen. So if your fish are stolen, just steal them back. 21. Paint Fight, or GIMP Splatoon. Roll over any part of the screen to paint it your color. There are a couple power-ups in this game, such as growing in size or having an explosion of your color, and if you grab them fast enough, you can get the next one right as the first one's effect dissipates. Pretty broken if you ask me. These two can be interchanged. 20. Starcatcher. Use your spaceship to fly through 10 stars to win. Occasionally, asteroids and black holes will appear, which you need to avoid. It's easy to escape the black holes if you know what you're doing. It's sometimes hard to control the spaceship because of how fast it moves, which is why it's ranked here on the list. 19. Racing cars. You drive a car around a track 10 times to win. It's as simple as that. I usually enjoy racing games like Mario Kart and Kirby Air Ride, but not when there's only one track to race on. If there were more tracks to pick from, I'd rank this game higher. 18. Bowling. A game you're probably familiar with. You roll a ball toward the pins to knock them down. The main difference between this and the real game of bowling is the strike and spare bonuses. For a spare, you get 2 extra points. For a strike, 4. This means that a perfect game would not be 300, but rather 70. 17. Mini Soccer. This is essentially penalty kicks, but it's a full-fledged game of soccer this time, or football for you Europeans out there. For some reason, when you move in this game, the goalie also moves with the same inputs. This can make saving the ball difficult. 16. Ping Pong. Also called table tennis, you rally the ball back and forth with your paddle, hoping the other player misses. Like Krabby Volley, you can move the ball slightly when it's on your opponent's side of the table. Unlike that game, this game goes to 11 points like a real game would instead of 5. For that reason alone, I'm ranking this game higher than Krabby Volley. 15. Frozen Beaks. Water around the ice hole as a little penguin and collect the fish that come out of the hole. By letting go of the joystick, you can slide in the last direction you inputted, which is faster than waddling. If you fall in the hole, you have to wait to respawn, while your opponent has time to rack up the fish. 14. Air Hockey. This is a pretty popular game, so it's no surprise it's here. Launch the puck into your opponent's net 5 times to win. Enough said. 13. Ship Battle, or Pong with multiple balls. Using the shield as your paddle, deflect the balls until your opponent misses 20 of them. I enjoy this game. It really helps with your reflexes, and it helps you learn how to assert priority to each individual ball. 12. Guard and Thief. Player 1 is a guard, player 2 is a thief. The guard is slower than the thief, but if the thief is in his light, the thief slows down. The thief needs to collect money without getting caught. If that happens, the roles reverse. This is an interesting take on the childhood game tag. It can get challenging real quick. 11. Traffic Jam. Drive your car into your opponent's car to bump them off the bridge once or into other vehicles 3 times to win. This is one of those games that I just simply enjoy playing a lot. Anyone can win at any time. 10. Mini Golf. Launch your ball into the hole more times than your opponent. And that's it. That's how you win the game. The hole may always be in the same spot, and same with where the ball starts, but the hazards that spawn in are always a blast. There's blocks, spinning tiles, wind, and much more. This is just fun overall. 9. Archery Master. Continuously shoot arrows at the targets until you hit 100 of them. You can get 3 arrows per stage, and the arrows move pretty fast, so you can breeze through all of them pretty quickly. If you're quick on the draw, you'll easily win this game. Also, while recording this, I encountered a weird visual glitch. It seems that the arrow here forgot to despawn, so it just stood there, menacingly. Anyway, this is a good game. It's fun. 8. Pizza Memory. You ever played those children's games of memory? Yeah, they were pretty cool back then. This is kind of like that, but better. Immediately, you're shown the toppings you have to put down and where to put them. Then, you have to replicate that. Whenever you're ready, hit the bell. This will cause both players to stop. If you have more correct toppings than your rival, you get points. This game really helps with your memory, speed, and timing. It's really fun. 7. Robot Arena. Buzzsaws, lasers, and bullets will appear, and your goal is to survive. The more you get hit, the more health you lose. Lose all your health, and you're done. Your opponent wins. This can get exciting really quick, especially when everything appears at once and you're pretty much guaranteed to take damage. 6. Pool. The billiards game 8-ball, but simplified. The balls you need to sink are clearly marked. The scratches are less harsh and simpler, and you don't need to call a pocket to sink the 8-ball. This is a go-to for my siblings and I most of the time, and it can get a little hectic sometimes. 5. Piranha Rush. The brand new minigame happens to be one of the best. You swim away from the piranha horde, and you need to avoid touching them and the coral. If you hit them 20 times, you lose. The longer the game lasts, the faster the piranhas get, and the less time you have to react to what's coming. This game is really fun. 4. Rat Race. Not so much of a race if you ask me. You compete with your opponent to collect 5 pieces of cheese first. Cats will occasionally come in and try to catch you. If you get hit, you're stunned for a bit. When you reach the later stages of this game, so many cats appear at the same time, and you may never catch a break like me here when I kept getting hit stunned by the paws. This is fun and insanely crazy at the same time. 3. Disco Battle. Dance Dance Revolution X mobile game. You keep tapping the buttons to the beat and with good timing to hit the circles when they overlap. If you miss, a vegetable gets thrown at you. That's just hilarious. I'm a big fan of rhythm games like Just Dance, so this game is right up my alley. 2. Tanks. This game is just amazing. You have 10 hit points to take out the other player, or using 2 joysticks, one for shooting, one for moving. You have a big map to play on, and you have a couple of rocks for hiding behind, which is great when you have low health. This could have been number 1 if there were more maps to play on. And 1. King of the Yard. This is, without a doubt, the best minigame in this entire collection. The huge map, the gameplay, the speed boosts, everything tied together makes this game truly astounding. The only way this could be better is if there were more maps to pick from, but I don't think that will happen considering how great this game already is. Well then, that certainly was a lot of minigames. This video will probably be outdated in a month, but let me know what you think the best minigame is down in the comments below. I'll put the download link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!